Hi everyone, nice to see you again, or the first time. I don't think I've actually posted a video in this class yet, so you might have just seen my picture. But hi, I'm Melissa. I'm a Women and Gender Studies major here at Paradise Valley. Sorry for the moving boxes and the pets in the background. I actually just moved into a new apartment in Tempe this week, over the weekend, and I've just come home from work, so that's why everything's a little bit chaotic in the back, and you might hear noises from my cat running around and doing his thing. But even though we are virtual, as we kind of all have these lectures that we want to give about how we can live successfully in a multicultural world, I will do my absolute best to make this entertaining. I apologize for looking down or to the right or to the left. I actually have all of my notes and all of my points on this laptop, and I too tend to get rather anxious with presentations, so it might just also be me diverting my attention to kind of like regain focus. But as I mentioned earlier, I am a Women and Gender Studies major, and I did decide to take this class to kind of learn how I can successfully immerse myself in the different cultures throughout the world and just like society in general. And today I'm kind of gonna just give you the basis of my ideas of how we can do so successfully without like too much clashing or too much ambiguosity, I guess, towards different people. When you envision the world, I guess you could say, as this big multicultural group, it can be very, very, very overwhelming to like kind of conceptualize that all of these different people are all doing different things and they all have different core sets of beliefs and values, and mine might not align with theirs. But when referring to like cross-cultural effects and everything, there have been several studies done referencing the background of each participant. For example, there was a study mentioned in our textbook done by Matsumoto and Yoko in 2004, which followed several stages to kind of come to the conclusion of what individualism exactly was and how it kind of played a culture, or played an aspect in every culture there is, and just within like personal cultural identity. As researchers do continue with their studies on like cross-cultural communities, they are primarily concerned with two key components, which are, as we know, are primarily validity and reliability. So as we know, validity is like, is this valid? Is this correct to what we are speaking about? Is this cohesive with our research, and so on? And then the reliability of, is that validity going to be reliable when I go and present this? And it's those things that kind of just really play a vital role in being successful and living in a multicultural community. I'm running out of time, but there's also that study by Hofstede. The 5 value dimensions that differentiate cultures are individualism versus collectivism, power distance, uncertainty avoidance, masculinity versus femininity, and long versus short-term orientation. And then there's also Shalom Schwartz with his 7 universal cultural values, which are embeddedness, hierarchy, mastery, intellectual autonomy, effective autonomy, egalitarianism, and harmony. With the basis of both of these kind of ideas, we are able to kind of make our own tips and tricks of how we can be successful. And as this is kind of the focus of this project, as I'm rambling on about this entire thing I've written, my biggest tips are that of just being open-minded. It's really important to be accepting into new cultures and new ideas and new populations and just everything in general. Also just doing research, giving my best absolute attempt at breaking any stereotypes that I may face coming into a new community. Also just like focusing on personalities rather than nationalities and things like race and whatnot. and also like societal status. Those things are not as important to me as the person I'm meeting, and if they're able to hold a conversation and be genuinely a kind and humble human being. And finally, that like just being humble. I quite literally just said it, but you have to be humble. You have to be true to yourself. That's the only way you're going to succeed. And before I close out with everything today, I wanted to say thank you. Obviously, this presentation wasn't the most perfect one. And I kind of just bounced around a little bit and shared a lot of different values and kind of as much as I could in 6 minutes. But thank you for your patience. I apologize. I'm not usually this frazzled, but I have had so many things going on with finals and moving and a new job and getting sick and just a variety of issues. But I really do wish all of you the best in your future endeavors, and I hope things going forward are a lot smoother and we're all able to see each other in a classroom again at some point. But yeah, that's all I've got today. I guess I'll see you next time. Have a good evening.